Hi everyone, this is Taylor Owens, and this is my cumulative reflection for campus environments. And to kind of give you an idea of the schools that I've presented on this summer session, I first started off with a liberal arts college, and I focused on Davidson College. Then I chose to do comprehensive universities, and I chose Appalachian State University. And then I ended on community colleges with Fayetteville Technical Community College. All of these campuses definitely offer a variety of environments that I kind of relate to and then didn't relate to. But for me, I tend to focus on the positive. So my congruent slide definitely has a lot more environments that I would choose and relate to and reflect my work style than my incongruent. But to start off, when I think of physical environments, the first thing that I think of is the campus size. And for me, I went to a very small school that had only about 2,400 students. And even in that environment, I definitely felt very comfortable, very welcomed, and like a part of the community. Especially as a student, I was very shy. And so I definitely felt more at home on a small campus. Whereas a larger campus, I would feel like I was just a number and be in big classes where the teacher or the faculty staff didn't know who I was. So for me as a professional, I just feel like, especially starting off, I would be more comfortable and more just able to grow and learn as a professional better on a smaller campus. And a place where I can really empower students and relate to them more. So definitely starting off, I would want to be at a smaller campus, and I think that really reflects my work style. And eventually I would love to move up into medium or larger campuses, but definitely smaller campuses right now is most congruent to me. Along with, along with that, open green spaces and public spaces is also a major physical environment for me, just because you definitely need spaces where you can go to kind of congregate with others, relax, enjoy outside, enjoy the weather, and learn from each other in spaces that aren't in a classroom. And I think green spaces, public spaces are the perfect place to do that. Excuse me. Just because you can easily talk to someone, learn about them, learn about their stories and their different perspectives in a space that isn't structured as a classroom. This also kind of goes along with how I would want to talk to students and want to meet with students, just because I would want to kind of mix it up and not always be in a structured, serious environment, but instead go meet a student for coffee and talk to them and see how they're doing, and just kind of be in a more relaxed setting. Next, I really am someone who wants to focus on student activities or programming for students. So for me, this obviously reflects my work style, because to do that, you need an abundance of spaces to hold events and also meeting rooms that are kind of adaptable to the function that you need them. If you need technology in a room, I believe it should be readily available, or have spaces that do offer the ability to move things around, connect different technology sources, and just make the environments how you need them to be. And next, for my aggregate environments, for me, as a professional, the most congruent environments include diversity, leadership and involvement opportunities, and then student development opportunities. For diversity, I mean everything that someone can identify as, whether that's their ethnicity, their gender, sexual orientation, religion, every single identity. I would want to be on a campus that has a variety of each. Just because I feel like it's important to be in an environment where everyone has their own stories, everyone has different perspectives, and everyone is represented in some way. I think it's really important for students to be able to find people on their campus that they can identify as and see someone that is like them, just so they feel more comfortable and included. Also, I'll mention a little bit later, inclusion is so important, and just diversity itself. You don't want to work somewhere or be somewhere where you're not represented. And I know that's a problem that a lot of identities face. And for me, as an undergrad, I definitely grew from the leadership and involvement opportunities and student development opportunities that my school offered. So for me, the most congruent campus environment would be somewhere that offers plenty of opportunities. Just through my research, I kind of noticed that the liberal arts college and the comprehensive college definitely offered a lot more than the community college did. So I would want to stay more towards liberal arts or comprehensive and not somewhere that didn't offer those opportunities, just because as my work style is, I would want to empower students to get involved, find something they relate with, and be able to learn transferable skills and just be involved and grow as a student through these opportunities like I did. And for socially constructive environments, the biggest and most important aspect of this type of environment is a supportive and inclusive campus community. I went to a college where it really felt like Methodist was its own community, and people were so supportive of other students. Faculty, staff would go out and put in an effort to support students, cheer them on at sporting events, and just tell them that they're doing a good job and be there for them. So I would ultimately, the most congruent thing for me for socially constructed is being somewhere where everyone is supported, everyone feels included and welcome, and that students enjoy being at the university that they're at. Ultimately, I read a lot of reviews from students, and I would just want to be somewhere and help students enjoy their campus experience and their college experience. Because college is such a pivotal time in people's lives, so I wouldn't want to be a force that kind of helps those students enjoy that time, because it is such an important and thrilling time in a student's life. So ultimately, for this environment, support is very important. Lastly, for organizational, I read a lot of mission statements and goals and visions of universities, but ultimately, my main three congruent for this are the students' dreams and goals are a priority. Just because this kind of goes along with a supportive community, because students are there for a reason. And I wouldn't want to be at a university that focuses solely on money or their reputation, but that they focus on the student. The student should be supported to follow their dreams, and the university should then provide the resources that those students need, and ultimately the support and motivation and empowerment to reach those dreams. And a way to do this is by offering many degree options, because as a student, I went in not knowing what I wanted to do. And so having many options that you can explore, I think, is important, because you don't want to be stuck doing something that you're not going to be happy with. And if you have options, you have the ability to explore, see what you relate with, and what you could really enjoy doing for the rest of your life. And then lastly, it's important that students, faculty, staff have a voice in policy development. Obviously, there's always going to be a driving force that kind of makes the decisions, but I think it's important that students have the ability and the autonomy to have a say and have a voice and kind of have the opportunity to steer their own college experience. I went to an undergrad where there was a very active student government association, and they really made a lot of things happen on campus. And they came together and got the student body involved in making changes on campus. And I think that's kind of the same thing that I would want as a professional, where students have the chance and the ability to change things and make it better for them. And for my incongruent, for physical, I found that I would not want to be somewhere that is located in an urban or a city setting, or dispersed throughout a city setting. Even before these presentations, I knew universities that were more clustered together would be ideal, and that I would be uncomfortable and my work style wouldn't flourish in these type of settings, where the school is dispersed or more vast, or where there was multiple campus locations. I believe this kind of reflects my work style and the comfort that I have working at a smaller campus as a professional. Also, an impersonal environment or staff, faculty who doesn't put the priorities or the successes of the students as their main priority. I say this just because I would definitely not prosper or grow or feel like I had the ability to make things happen for students if people around me didn't see that as a priority, and didn't help me flourish as a professional in return. This kind of puts students on the back burner, and I feel like that's not what we're there for. According to Strange Abaning on page 215, communities offer a sense of belonging, security, and engagement of participants, and being at an institution that has a lack of community or that sense of belonging really reflects the opposite of what I would want, and what would help me as a professional flourish the most. Overall, out of all of my congruent and incongruent, my main focus is a community-based college. It's just the most important to me, and something that would help me as an undergrad and would help me relate to students more and help me just as a professional. Overall, I really enjoyed this class, and I learned a lot about campus environments that I didn't know before, and it's really helped me kind of narrow down and shape the kind of campus I would want to be at. So, thank you, and have a great rest of your summer.